Now, the deadline to claim extra stimulus money is coming up very soon, and millions of people could actually miss out on financial aid if they do not take action before this deadline. There's still some time to claim unpaid stimulus money, even from last year, even if it's the first time you've ever filed your tax return. Taxpayers that did not receive all of the stimulus funds distributed last year can claim up to $1,400 by filing the 2021 tax return. And last, everybody, millions of people could claim crisis relief stimulus money due to Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan, whether through a standard stimulus check or through the child tax credit. Both the stimulus checks and the child tax credits were fully refundable, meaning that people who don't owe any taxes were eligible to claim the money. However, many lower-income residents may not have claimed the stimulus funds if they had not filed or paid taxes recently, because the IRS was responsible for distributing it based on the past tax returns. And it's not always necessary to file a return depending on your income, filing status, and your age. For instance, if you're under the age of 65 and you make less than $12,000, you don't have to file a tax return. Even if you fall into the category of not needing to file, you should still consider your 2021 tax return so that you can receive all the money that you're owed through the recovery rebate credit. And according to a recent IRS statement, if you're eligible and either didn't receive the full amount of the third economic impact payment, or if you think you qualify for recovery rebate credit that is more than the third amount of the EIP checks, then you need to file a 2021 tax return to claim the recovery rebate credit, even if you otherwise are not required to file a tax return. And the IRS created an option for non-filers to receive their funds, but the deadline has passed, leaving filing this year as the sole option for non-filers to claim their stimulus money. The agency definitely recommends that people electronically file in order to make the process as effective as possible. So whether you're filing online or with a tax professional, you're going to have to gain and gather important documents to have all the information necessary. And now, good news, everybody, thousands of people in New Jersey have just days remaining to apply for a one-time stimulus check that families could see of up to $4,000. Around 500,000 people in the Garden State are ineligible for this federal aid. Officials did launch the Excluded New Jerseyans Fund, a $40 million package designed to provide relief to undocumented immigrants affected by the crisis. And successful single applicants are aligned for a check worth up to $2,000, while families with an income of less than $55,000 can get $4,000 as well. The deadline for applications has already passed, and more than $9 million has been sent out to residents of New Jersey. There are at least 13,900 applications that are still pending, while 530 cases have been rejected. So, claim your stimulus money while you still can. And Americans have been warned that the application process will shut earlier if the $40 million has been sent. Governor Phil Murphy revealed on January 27th that officials found extra funding from the American Rescue Plan to help cover the plan. A leader said $40 million is not enough, though, to support 500,000 New Jerseyans ineligible for federal aid. Following a surge in a crisis, everybody, support for direct cash payments has grown, and a change.org petition has already 3 million signatures overall. So it's definitely time for President Biden to do something about this. It would be very helpful to many people. If you guys agree, then tell me in the comments down below.
Please have a seat. Good morning. Good morning. Tara, I told you we were hanging out in your classroom, and the secretary and I were admiring your skill and your work, but to hear you speak at a podium like you just did, I know that you are a leader on many things, and truly, you are a face and an image of the future of labor in America and leadership in labor in America. Very proud of you. So it's good to see everyone here, and I have a lot to say about why we are here today, but before I get started, I do want to say a few words about the situation in Ukraine. As we all know, the eyes of the world are on the brave people of Ukraine. They are fighting. They are fighting, not just to defend their homes and their families, but to defend their democracy and their freedom, their sovereignty, and their territorial integrity. And we stand with them. We stand with the people of Ukraine in this fight. And we stand with our allies and our partners on the side of knowing that we must always be vigilant in defending the ideals that we hold dear, and in cherishing and supporting and strengthening our friendships and partnerships around the world based on shared ideals and principles. And so with that, we all, I know, express our thoughts and our prayers and well wishes to the people of Ukraine. So again, it is wonderful to be back in Durham. Governor, thank you always for introducing and welcoming me to this beautiful state of yours. Mayor, congratulations and thank you for your leadership. I look forward, and the President does as well, working with you on all that you are doing here. To the Congressman, thank you both. I served, as many of you know, in the United States Senate for a few years, and I spent time, therefore, in the halls of Congress in many, many meetings. And I can tell you about your two congressmen. Well, you probably can tell me more than I can tell you. But what I will say is that I've seen them both hard at work representing the people of North Carolina, and they are always fighting. So it's good to see you both. It's good to see you both. And to all of the state and locally elected officials, thank you. Thank you for your work. It is good to be in the House of Labor. It is good to be in the House of Labor and to be back with the members of IBEW and with all of our friends across the labor movement. You know, over the year, I have visited many union apprenticeship facilities, and over the course of the last year and some months, my greatest privilege has been to do that with our Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh. Who is truly has lived the life of being a proud member of unions and labor and organized labor, and to be a proponent and a national leader for what we must always do, to fight for the integrity and the support of our unions. And so over the years, visiting all of these places, I have met workers of all ages and from all places, and they have many traits in common. Among them, tenacity, creativity, brilliant minds, and a relentless determination to get the job done right. And that is what I saw here today when I was spending time in the classrooms here. We saw the extraordinary hard work and discipline that goes into the work that builds America. And as you all, I hope, saw last night, President Joe Biden declared that the state of our union is strong. Yes, he did. It was a wonderful speech. It was an extraordinary speech in terms of speaking to who we are as a nation and what we are prepared to fight for. And since taking office, we have created over 6.5 million jobs and lowered the unemployment rate to 4%. Our businesses have reopened their doors,